Scorpio, I know it hurts. I know you felt the weight, recognized the bitter taste of betrayal, and probably still carry the mark of someone who chose another person, another opportunity, another path that didn't include you. I know you wondered what you did wrong, where you failed, why you weren't enough. And I also know that you tried to hide this pain because showing vulnerability has never been your specialty. But I'm here to tell you something that will completely change your perspective on everything that happened. They didn't replace you because you weren't good enough. They replaced you because you were too powerful, too intense, too true for the mediocrity they chose to accept. And while you were bleeding silently, processing the rejection alone, the universe was preparing something so big, so powerful, so absolutely transformative that when it arrives, and it will arrive very soon, you will understand that that exchange wasn't a loss, it was a liberation. You were freed from people, situations, and places that were never worthy of your level of depth, loyalty, and commitment. And what's coming to you now is payback. Not just any payback, but payback doubled, multiplied, amplified in ways you can't even imagine yet. This is not just another empty motivational video about overcoming disappointment. It's the revelation of a universal law that few know. When someone with the energetic intensity of Scorpio is discarded, rejected, or replaced, the universe registers this injustice and initiates a compensation process that doesn't follow the normal rules of cause and effect. It's as if the cosmos is saying, you touched someone you shouldn't have touched. You underestimated someone you shouldn't have underestimated, and now you're going to watch this person shine in a way that will make you question every choice you've ever made. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what's being prepared for you. I'm going to show you why the pain you felt was necessary to activate a power within you that was dormant. I'm going to explain how the universe uses betrayal as a catalyst for transformations that elevate Scorpios to completely new levels of life. And most importantly, I'm going to prepare you to receive the payback that's coming, because it will arrive with such intense force that you need to be ready so you don't waste this opportunity for rebirth. Are you prepared to discover that the worst thing that ever happened to you was, in fact, the best gift the universe could have given you? Scorpio, the person who left you is already starting to realize the mistake they made. You may not admit it yet. You may be in denial. You may be trying to convince yourself that you made the right choice. But deep down, in moments of silence, when you compare what you have now with what you had with you, the truth is beginning to gnaw at you from within. Because no one who experiences the intensity of a Scorpio can be satisfied afterwards with superficial and shallow connections. While they're realizing the void they created by discarding you, you're undergoing a silent metamorphosis. Every tear you shed alone, every night you spent tossing and turning trying to understand what happened, every moment you fought the urge to beg them to come back, all of that was strengthening you in ways you'll only understand when you look back in a few months. The pain you felt wasn't wasted. It was fuel for the greatest transformation of your life. The payback you're receiving has 3 layers, and all are manifesting simultaneously now. The first layer is the complete renewal of your self-perception. During the time you spent with the person who betrayed you, you probably began to doubt your worth, question whether you were worthy of true love, and wonder if your intensity was a flaw rather than a gift. These doubts are being erased from your mind now, replaced by an unwavering certainty of your own power. You are rediscovering that your depth is not a problem. It's a superpower that superficial people can't understand or handle. Your intensity doesn't scare the right people. It attracts and magnetizes those on your level of consciousness. Your loyalty is not weakness. It's a strength that creates unbreakable bonds with those who deserve your presence. And your capacity to love completely, without reservations, without fear, giving everything of yourself, is not naivete. It's courage that most people will never have. The second layer of your reward is the arrival of opportunities that will place you on a completely different level of life. opportunities that would never appear if you were still stuck in the old situation. The universe couldn't deliver these blessings while you were investing your energy in someone who didn't deserve them. It needed to remove you from that situation first, even if painfully, to give you access to what truly corresponds to your real value. The third layer of payback, and perhaps the most powerful, is what will happen to those who betrayed you. I'm not talking about revenge in the common sense of the word. I'm talking about an automatic cosmic justice that doesn't require your intervention. The universe has a very specific way of dealing with people who waste rare gifts. And you, Scorpio, are a rare gift. Whoever had you and chose to trade you for something lesser will go through what I call a late awakening. That moment when the truth becomes undeniable and regret sets in permanently. They will see you shining, evolved, radiant, living a life they could never provide, and they will realize with painful clarity that they had something precious in their hands and threw it away out of sheer blindness. Some will try to come back. They will appear with elaborate excuses, complex explanations, promises that now they understand, that they have changed, that they are ready to value you. And it is at this moment that you will discover the true power of Scorpio, the ability to close doors with absolute finality, because the double change the universe gives you isn't just about receiving better things. It's about becoming someone who never again accepts crumbs, never again settles for less than you deserve, never again gives second chances to those who have proven incapable of recognizing your worth. The you that existed before the change was powerful, but still had blind spots, still accepted questionable behaviors, still gave too many benefits of the doubt. The you that is emerging now is impeccable in your discernment. Can you feel this new strength growing within you, this ability to say no without guilt and without hesitation? Scorpio, let me tell you something that no one else will tell you with this clarity. You scare people, not because you're threatening or aggressive, but because your ability to see through masks, to perceive what's hidden, to feel unspoken truths, is disturbing to those who live on the surface. Those who left you probably did so because your intensity forced them to confront parts of themselves they preferred to keep hidden. It was easier to blame you for being too much than to do the inner work of becoming deep enough to keep up with you. And here's the liberating truth. You were never too much. They were just too little. You don't need to diminish yourself to fit into other people's emotional limitations. You don't need to soften your intensity to make others feel comfortable with their own mediocrity. The payback that's coming will connect you with people who not only tolerate your depth, but who celebrate it, who are nourished by it, who recognize the privilege of having access to the levels of intimacy and connection that you are capable of creating. Something you need to understand about how the universe works with Scorpio. You don't receive mediocre compensation. When the cosmos decides to rebalance the scales after a Scorpio has been wronged, it doesn't do it halfway. It's always double, triple, in ways that exceed what was lost. It's as if there's an unwritten law that says, whoever messes with Scorpio's loyalty pays the price. Whoever dismisses Scorpio's intensity lives to regret it. And whoever has the honor of being valued by a Scorpio receives blessings they can't even measure. What is happening in your life right now is the alignment of this law. You are being energetically repositioned to a level where only high-quality people, opportunities, and experiences have access to you. It's as if the universe is installing new filters in your reality, ensuring that nothing mediocre can get through and drain your precious energy. And these filters are automatic. You won't even need to make an effort to identify what's worthless. You will simply feel a natural repulsion for everything that doesn't resonate with your new vibrational pattern. Over the next few days and weeks, observe how certain people and situations will begin to naturally fall out of your life. Not because you are actively cutting ties, but because they simply can no longer sustain themselves in your presence. Your energy is becoming so refined, so potent, so magnetically powerful that what is not authentic, what is not loyal, what is not profound, simply cannot exist near you. It's an automatic cleansing process. And while this cleansing takes place, the space freed up is being filled with the new. Pay attention to the next casual encounters you will have, to the unexpected conversations that will reveal deep connections, to the opportunities that will arise through the most unlikely channels. None of this is a coincidence. It is double payback manifesting. It is the universe paying the debt it owes you. It is compensation for the injustice you suffered materializing in your tangible reality. The most fascinating thing about what's happening is that the change isn't just material or circumstantial. Most of it is internal. You're developing a level of self-confidence that makes the opinions of others irrelevant. You're building an emotional fortress where no one else has the power to deeply hurt you. You're accessing a wisdom about human nature that makes you virtually impossible to manipulate or deceive. These are permanent powers that no one can take away from you. The person who replaced you unknowingly gave you the greatest gift possible. They forced you to evolve beyond the need for external validation. They compelled you to find within yourself the love and value you were seeking outside. They pushed you into a process of self-discovery that revealed strengths you didn't even know you possessed. On a level they will never understand, they were instruments of your awakening. And while they remain trapped in the same superficial patterns as always, you are becoming something completely new. Scorpio, one of the most powerful things that will happen as part of your double payback is that you will stop caring about their regret. Now, you may still feel an imaginary satisfaction thinking about how they will regret losing you, but soon you will be so complete, so fulfilled, so absorbed by the beauty of your new reality that they will become irrelevant. It will no longer matter if they realize their mistake or not, if they suffer from the loss or not, if they try to come back or not, because you will be operating at such a different frequency that the old life will seem like a distant and confusing dream. This is the true victory the universe is preparing for you. Not the victory of proving something to those who rejected you, but the victory of completely freeing yourself from the need for that proof. You will become so complete within yourself that external validation will lose all power over you. And paradoxically, it is precisely when you stop needing that validation that it begins to arrive in abundance. The recognition you've always deserved, but never received from the wrong places, will start coming from the right ones. People will begin to see you for who you truly are, not for who they wanted you to be. Your worth will be recognized, celebrated and honored in ways that will make you realize how underestimated you were before. And the most beautiful part, you will be so confident in your own worth that this external recognition will be just a pleasant confirmation, not a desperate need. For those who betrayed you, the double payback manifests as a permanent lesson about the cost of wasting something precious. They will carry the mark of that choice, not necessarily as punishment, but as a learning experience. Every time they try to replicate the connection they had with you and fail, every time they find themselves comparing other people to you and realizing there is no comparison, every time they see you flourishing from afar and feel that pang of, "It could have been me by that person's side." These experiences will carve in them a deep understanding of the value of real connections. But you don't need to worry about that, because your part in this story is already written. You evolve, you grow, you transform into such a superior version of yourself that the past seems to belong to a completely different life. While they process the consequences of their choices, you are busy building such a bright future that there is no room to look back. Something important you need to know about the process you're going through. Scorpio's transformation is never smooth or gradual. It's always intense, often painful, and absolutely complete. You don't change superficially. You die and are reborn. The person you were before being transformed is literally dying now, being consumed by the flames of transformation. And from the ashes of that death is being born someone infinitely more powerful, wiser, more impenetrable. This process of death and rebirth is not poetic or symbolic. It is literal on an energetic level. Every cell in your body is being recoded with a new frequency. Your mental patterns are being rewritten. Your emotional responses are being calibrated. You are becoming a fundamentally different person, retaining the essence of who you always were, but completely releasing the vulnerabilities that allowed you to be hurt. And here's something that might surprise you. The stronger you become internally, the softer you become externally, because true strength doesn't need to prove anything. You will no longer need to be reactive. You will no longer need to retaliate against every offense. You will no longer need to demonstrate power. You will simply be power, and this will radiate from you so naturally and unquestionably that people will instinctively feel they shouldn't test you. The double change also manifests in how you will begin to attract exactly what you want effortlessly. It's as if you've developed a new kind of personal magnetism that attracts opportunities, people, and experiences that match your true worth. You will no longer need to chase, beg, convince, or prove anything. The right things will simply gravitate toward you because your energy will be sending a clear signal. I know who I am, I know what I deserve, and I only accept what is on my level. This shift in your personal magnetic field will be so evident that you yourself will be surprised. You will be offered things you weren't even looking for. People will want to be in your presence without you making any effort to attract them. Opportunities will arise and fit perfectly into your plans without you having to force anything at all. That's how the universe operates when it finally decides to pay what it owes you. Everything flows, everything aligns, everything conspires in your favor. Scorpio, I want you to understand something crucial about the moment you're living through. You're not being rewarded for having suffered. You're being rewarded for having refused to let suffering destroy you, for having chosen to transform pain into power, rejection into renewal, betrayal into transcendence. The universe doesn't reward victims, it rewards warriors who transform wounds into wisdom. And you are exactly that. The double reward is yours because you earned it through your resilience, your ability to process intense emotions without being consumed by them, your courage to continue trusting in life even after being betrayed. These are not common qualities. They are marks of a rare spiritual strength that needs to be recognized and rewarded, and it is being rewarded. In those moments when the memory of the exchange returns and you feel a pang of pain, remember that pain is temporary, but the power you gained through it is permanent. That moment of rejection was just a second on the timeline of your life, but the transformation it catalyzed will serve you forever. You traded a few months of suffering for decades of wisdom. It was an investment worth every tear. And about those who betrayed you, because I know you still think about them from time to time, let me give you a perspective that will completely set you free. They weren't your enemies. They were teachers in disguise who gave you exactly the lesson you needed to evolve to the next level. Without knowing it, they did you a favor you probably wouldn't do for yourself. They pushed you out of a comfortable but limited situation and forced you to discover a power that only reveals itself through adversity. On a spiritual level, you should even be grateful, but you don't need to be, because their lives are already showing the consequences of having wasted you. The double reward that's coming will manifest in so many different ways that you'll lose count. Some will be obvious. That unexpected raise, that amazing person who appears out of nowhere, that opportunity that seemed impossible. Others will be subtle. The peace you'll feel when you wake up in the morning, the confidence that will naturally emanate from you, the clarity you'll have about your own worth. All are equally important, all are part of the same cosmic restoration process. And you know what the most powerful part of all this is? You'll realize that double change isn't just about recovering what you lost, it's about gaining things you never had. Levels of love you never experienced, depths of connection you never imagined possible, achievements that will surpass your previous dreams. The universe isn't just compensating for your loss, it's elevating you to a whole new level of existence. Scorpio, your story isn't about being replaced. It's about turning betrayal into a springboard. It's about using rejection as fuel for the biggest upgrade of your life. It's about proving that you don't just survive the storms. You emerge from them stronger, brighter, more powerful than ever. And that's a story that deserves to be celebrated, not lamented. Share in the comments if you're already seeing signs of this compensation arriving in your life. Your experiences will inspire other Scorpios who are going through the same transformative process through pain. Subscribe to the channel now, because what's happening to you is just the beginning of a profound evolution that will continue to unfold in the coming months. You'll need guidance on how to integrate this new power, how to deal with the return of those who discarded you, and how to maintain your new, elevated frequency. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that will support you in this transformation. They traded you, it's true, but the change you're getting is so much greater than what you lost that in a few months you'll look back and realize that that trade was the best disguised gift life has ever given you. You're being reborn, Scorpio, and when that process is complete, you'll be unparalleled, untouchable, absolutely magnetic. The change comes back double, and you deserve every drop of it.